Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on this channel. I'm going to be showing you a cheap and easy way to shim a neck. Before considering shimming any neck, I would suggest that you look at intonation and neck relief, because in a lot of cases that can help. But sometimes you'll find that no matter what you do with the neck relief or your intonation, you cannot get your saddles low enough at the heel to actually let you have a reasonable gap here, and you might see the strings sitting much higher. So at that point it's time to shim your neck. Right, so if you've got a bass or a guitar where you've got too much clearance on the strings at the heel of the neck here, you might need to shim the neck. Now what I'm going to do here is show you a quick and easy way to shim the neck at home. If you're not confident on messing around with guitars or basses or anything, I would suggest you take it to a guitar tech to do, or a luthier. But if you do know what you're doing, this is quite a simple way of doing things. The first step obviously is take the strings off, and then you need to undo the neck heel. On bolt on necks, that's here, and if it's a set neck you can't do anything about it. So we just unscrew them like this. And this bit's a bit boring, so I'll see you in a minute. So I've got my trusty old Nevada P bass from what is now PMT in Portsmouth, and I'm going to show you the cheap and dirty way to shim the neck. It'll do the job and it'll work nicely, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend this on a really expensive bass, and really I'd probably suggest you take your bass to a guitar tech to do it anyway. What I'm starting with is a bit of paper. This is cut out of an old envelope, and some masking tape. So, and a pencil. And what we do is we take the edge of the neck, we draw around the heel so we know where to cut later, because we're going to make a full shim. See, I've drawn a little bit there, and what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting a layer of masking tape all over this piece of paper. A single thickness masking tape. So you can see I've got the single thickness masking tape, and here's where the magic happens. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cross a layer of tape, then I'm going to cross 2 layers of tape, and 3 layers, and build it up as we go along. So you get a thicker shim. I'll see you in a bit once I've done that. So I've got my bit of paper. We've got the image of the heel. I should have mentioned that you do this on the opposite side. I didn't, so I've just had to redraw it. But you can see what I've done is put base layer, then I put 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, and I've put an extra layer on top just to thicken it up a little bit. But you don't want it too thick because it will make a big difference. Even just a degree or so makes a huge difference on the heel by the time you get to the strings. So what I'm going to do now is cut this out. Perfect. So that's the neck. Now we have the shimmed neck. Now it's a case of putting the strings back and tuning it up, and they should lie closer to them. Well, should lie better in line with the neck. And so there we have a shimmed neck with the strings much closer to the fretboard than they were before, which gives you an idea of just how far off the fretboard they were. That's now playable. It's going to be tricky to see the shim, but it's in here, and I probably should have cut it just a little bit smaller than I did. But essentially that's now my base back to working order. So I will plug it in and give it a bit of a play.